So it was bound to happen. All the stuff that's going on with the Yankees playing terribly for the last couple of weeks. Gerrit Cole finally got the major boos. He got the Joey Gallo, the Giancarlo Stanton type boos that those types of guys get. Yeah, Gary Sanchez boos, and it comes with the territory when you play for the New York Yankees. But keep it in perspective too. I mean, look, it's going to happen when you play for the Yankees, okay? And he's here for 9 years. He knows that, but he's got the type of temperament that can handle it. And secondly, he carried the team. He was one of the guys that carried the team this year, okay? And last year. And he's made the pitching rotation better. They should be building around him still. But Max Scherzer throws games like this, okay? Justin Verlander, Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, all the top pitchers in baseball have games like this, okay? It doesn't happen very often to Gerrit Cole. I mean, he's 15 and 8 with just a shade over 3 ERA, about a 200 and almost 230 something strikeouts. So he's having an ace type year, and he's clearly the number one. And I get the frustration of the fans and wanting to boo him, but just keep in mind, I mean, if you're gonna boo him, you gotta boo Nestor Cortes when he stinks up the joint too. You might love him, but you gotta boo him, right? Or whoever, Jordan Montgomery, Jameson Tyon. You guys were booing Tyon early in the season, so it comes with the territory when you're a Yankee. It just reminds me of Roger Clemens when he was first traded here for David Wells. Number one, that was an unpopular trade to begin with because David Wells, he was beloved here, and he just coming off the year where he threw a damn perfect game in 1998. So he was traded for Roger Clemens to Toronto, New York swap, and I remember how wildly questionable, or not even a questionable, highly skeptical people were. And he was an unquestioned ace, one of the best starters in baseball at the time. But people did not want to give up David Wells for him, and I get it. And he also had a rough go in the beginning, his first year or so. He had a rough time, and he was getting booed left and right. And then he had his Yankee moment in the postseason. And I think the same thing's going to happen with Gerrit Cole. He's going to have his Yankee moment whenever the hell that is in the postseason, and the people will just endear themselves to him. But the fact is, even if he goes 17 and 8 every year, that's better than 95% of the pitchers in baseball, 97% of the pitchers in baseball. So if he does it on a consistent basis, strikes at 200, has an ERA just under 2 or 3 or just over 3 or whatever it is, that's a good pitching, okay? And he's been worth the contract. So as much as people say, what a game like that, he's a bust, but he's not a bust. Come on, let's get real, okay? He's the ace of the team. And also, the lineup not doing anything for most of the season, with the exception of a couple of runs, and with the beginning of the season too, the pitching rotation, with the exception of him, weren't doing anything. He had to come into so many high leverage situations. He had to come in and stop losing streaks. He had to come in. The pressure was on him even more than it normally would be with a more robust rotation. So something to keep in mind too. And again, it just looks like, we need Gerrit Cole to stop another losing streak, stop another losing streak, stop another losing streak. So it can't all fall on his shoulders all the time. It can't. Okay, it's got to be. The responsibility has to be shared across the board. And I get it. He's the clear-cut number one. He's one of the top 5 pitchers in all of baseball. So a tighter microscope is going to be on him, and just more eyes and more of a criticism is going to be on him. I get it. It comes with the territory when you're an ace, when you're a superstar. Just like the Bryce Harpers of the world, and then the Francisco Lindors, and the Fernando Tatises, and the Manny Machados. They go through it too. They get booed. Bryce Harper's been booed mercilessly. So is Machado, and all these guys. Stanton, he's stuck up the joint here too. But you know what the fact is? Stan's coming forward, answering the questions, and even Gerrit Cole's giving thoughtful assessments of his performance, and even saying, we kind of stunk, man. We kind of stunk and just didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish. We felt good about this, felt good about that. He's not trying to butter it up the way that Aaron Boone is buttering it up. And again, he's taking ownership. He even said it. I let the guys down. Well, guess what? They let him down too. They don't give the guy any run support. So it goes both ways. Okay? Gerrit Cole is not the main problem here. Okay? He's not. He's had a couple of stinkers, sure. But again, stats are way better than any other pitcher on the Yankees. And most of them in baseball, he's still a top 2 candidate for the Cy Young Award in the American League. Okay? And he recovered from a virus, which affects a lot of things. short-term and potentially long-term. So, I don't say give him slack all the time because he's a front liner and he's going to get the criticism and he's got to be able to absorb it. And especially in New York, this isn't Milwaukee or Colorado. This is New York. Media fans here are rough. They're informed and we're just knowledgeable fans, and they will be on your ass. And people know that. He signed here as a free agent knowing that. Okay? So I'm not really worried about Gerrit Cole. But, if we're going to hold that level of boos and stuff like that to him, and again, it's okay for fans to boo him, you got to do it to the other people too. You got to do it to Cortez. You got to do it to whoever. You got to do it to Johnny Lasagna when he stinks up the joint. Just did it to Gallo for weeks when he was slumping, right? So, it's got to go across the board to everybody. And again, keeping the expectations somewhat realistic. I know he's coming off a 326-something strikeout season. I get it, and people think, but nobody, is going to come and strike out 300 people 8 times in a row. It's never happened before, ever. So, not even Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan did that. They struck out 300 several times each, and I think Cole will too. But it's not going to happen, every single year, and it's just not realistic with this game. This isn't the 80s now. It's not the 70s. It's not the 90s when Randy Johnson was here. So it's not the same game. It's a different type of game. So, but that said, I still want to give a lot of love to Gerrit Cole because again, he is, making the rotation better, and he's showing them, what a gamer is like. Even when he stinks, he stayed in that game and took the beating, and saved some of the, the bullpen, which didn't help either. Okay, but he stood there and he took it, and he took the losses. He walked off the mound, took his boos, went and reevaluated. He'll be back next time. He's supposed to be pitching, I think, on Friday in Boston. I think he'll be fine. So, and I still think he'll wind up 17, 18 wins this season. I think he's pitching twice more. I think. At least once. If he is, then he might go 16-8 with a 2.9 something. I'll take that. Wouldn't you? So, anyway, just a little insight on Gerrit Cole. I mean, again, when he stinks, and I get the boos. I totally get it. So, but I mean, I don't want to start treating him like he's Jeff Weaver or something like that, or Jack McDowell and guys like that. So he deserves a hell of a lot better than that.